All right, welcome back. So in this video, what we're going to do is to commit our code to GitHub so that we can actually link this code that we've committed to GitHub with our Heroku platform so that we can deploy this. All right, so let's head on and to our browser and then start doing that right away. All right, so what I'm going to do is to actually let me go to Google. And then I'll go to GitHub. I know by now, I believe by now you have your GitHub account set ready. All right, so you go to GitHub and then what you're going to do is to just sign in, right? If you have an account. If you don't have an account, you have to create an account before you get access to it. All right, so over here I've signed in, right? So you can see that I've signed in over here. I'm just going to create a new repository, so I click on this plus sign, the new repository. Okay, so that's what it's going to give you here. I'm just going to give it a name, maybe let me just give it a name as maybe flight deployment. Let me give a space here, maybe something like this, flight deployment. All right, so that's it. And then I can just give a description, or I can just ignore. It's public, it's fine. Then I'll initialize it with readme, which is also going to help me to immediately clone this repository to my computer. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and create this. All right, so what we're going to do is to actually upload our file that we have. So I have it on my system, so I just click on this, right? Choose file over here, right? I just click on that, and then I'll just go here. I have it here, so I just click on that and open. And then inside here, you see that I have this, so I'm just going to use Ctrl A to select all of them. Now, one thing that is going to happen over here is that some of the things, for instance, you need this template, you need this static, but it's not going to select and then go like that. But it's okay. Just push this one first, right? So we'll just do that. And then I'll show you how you can actually load it. So this one is going to load. You see that it's loading here, right? It's going to load everything that you have. All right. Now, in order for us to actually get those folder here, right, what we can do is to drag and then drop them, right? So I'm just going to go here. I'm going to go to my system, and then I'm going to open that one. Where is it? All right, so what I'm going to do is to actually I'm going to move this here. What I'm going to do is this. Okay, so when I get it like that, I can just drag this here and then drag the template also here. All right, so that's it. That's what I want to do. And then after that, I can just get rid of this. All right, so now you see that is done for me. You see that I have my template here. I have my CSS also over here. That is the static over here. Now what you need to do is to commit these changes. So you just click on this commit changes, right, and you are done. Right, so if you click on commit changes, everything is going to process, and all your files are going to be processed, and you're done. All right. Okay, so this is what you need to do. This is all that you need, right? Everything is here, everything is fine, right? Everything is fine over here. Okay, so now we've committed our code to GitHub. The next step that we need to do, if you see the steps, right? The next step, now we are done with the step 5. We've committed our code to GitHub. The next step that we need to do is to create account on Heroku, right? So let's head on to Heroku and then create the account. Okay, so I'm going to go to Heroku, right? So maybe I should just do this Heroku, right? So you can just go to Heroku, and then you see that you have it there. So if you don't have an account here, what you can do is to create an account, right? Just add your details over here, and then you create the account. I have an account, so I'm not going to go ahead and create this, right? So you just add your details here, click on create account, and you're good to go, right? So since I have an account, I'm just going to click on login, and then I'm going to log in over here. All right, now when you log in over here, right, what you can do is to just go to this new, right, and then create new app. Click on that, click on the create new app, and then you give your app name. So maybe just going to give it TDS flight app, right, something like that. and then if it is available, it will show it to you that it says available over there, right? And then you click on create app. So this is done. This is just done. Now over here, it's going to open this page for you. Now the next thing that you need to do over here is to actually go to this deployment method, right? You go to deployment method, right? Over there you have 3 options to deploy your machine learning model, right? So you can do it using the Heroku Gates. You can use the CLI, which is the command line interface, right? Or you can just connect to your GitHub account, or you can use the container registry to actually do that. Okay, now what I entreat you to do over here is to actually connect to your GitHub account, right? Since we've pushed everything to GitHub, you can just click on this, click on the GitHub, connect to GitHub account, right? So if you click on that, this is going to open for you. Search for a repository to connect to. So we actually created this. Let's go back to GitHub, right? So the name over there is this flight deployment, right? So I'm just going to copy that, and then I'll come here and put it here, right? Then I'll click on search. All right, now you see that is the flight deployment. So I have another one. So all your the ones that are related to the search query is going to come. So I'm going to connect to this one over here. All right, now see that's connected, right? It's going to be connected over here. Now the next move is you can actually enable automatic deploys over here, right? So if you do that, any changes that you're going to do in GitHub over here is automatically going to be adjusted over here for you. Okay, so you can do that. You can just enable it, or you can just forget about it, right? It doesn't do anything. If you enable it, you can see that you see this screen ticked over here, right? The automatic deploys from this are enabled. All right, so you can do that, or you can just ignore it. Right now, the next thing, that the most important thing that you need to do here is to click on this. This is the manual deployment over here. You can just click on that. All right, so deploy branch, you can click on that, right? So you can just click on that, and then you can see that everything will start. So you see this is where the requirement.txt, all those requirements that you put over there is going to be installed, right? So you can see that your Python app is being detected, and it's going to download all the requirements that you put over there, right? It's going to be actually download everything for you, right? It's going to do all that for you, right? So you can see over here, right, that is working. You can see it over here that is working. You're going to do all the requirements, going to check everything, right? And if everything is fine, it's going to deploy it for you. You don't need to do anything. And once this is done, this is just going to take about 2-3 minutes to get done, right? So you just wait for that, and once it's done, you're good to go. Okay, so now you see that everything is done. Now once it's done, you will see this message, deploy to Heroku. You can see that your app was successfully deployed, right? And now you can view your app by just clicking on this, right? You can just view your app. If you have any error here, maybe it's due to the code that you've written, or maybe some of the files were not properly prepared over here, right? Or maybe there were some requirement, maybe in the requirement.txt, maybe you did not add some kind of requirement over here, but I mean the requirement over here is supposed to work perfectly for you, right? Or maybe the POC file, you did not write it well, or something like that, right? All this can give you some small errors over here, right? You can check over here. You can go to logs, right? You can view logs and then see if there are any logs there. You can read and then see what it is telling you. Maybe it can just give you a message that, oh, you don't have maybe Flask, no model named Flask. Then you know that you need to add Flask to your requirement.txt file. All right, something like that. So let's click on this view and then go and see our app. So now you can see that it's there, right? So now we have a URL, right? We have a URL over here, right? We have a URL over here. Unlike if we use the Flask, just like from our local system, we're going to have something like this, right? We're going to have something like this. But if we use the Heroku, you can see that we have a URL which we can use anywhere else, right? So I can even copy this, and then I can give this URL to you, and then you can actually use it anywhere, right? So if I use, maybe let me use it in incognito mode, right? So let me paste it over here, right? So anywhere you use it, it's going to work, right? It's going to work anywhere. So anyone, you can just be maybe in India, send the URL to someone in the US to use it, right? So they can test, right? Everywhere you can just deploy this anywhere, and they can use it anywhere. All right. So basically, that's what you need to do, and just keep playing around with it, keep manipulating it right from the data preparation all the way to the deployment part. Okay, so I'll see you in the next project. Have a nice day.